Hi, I'm Stephen Dellinger Pate. I'm the principal here at U-32, and I just want to welcome all of our sixth grade families to our Rising seventh grade video. We're very excited about the program that we have to offer for you and your students, and we're really excited to meet our kids who are going to be joining us next year. And so we are planning for a great experience for all of our students for next year. And this video is going to give you a little taste of what U-32 looks like, some of the things that we're going to be doing in the seventh grade. You're going to meet some of the teachers and some of the people that will have an integral part of your life here at school. And so our goal is to create students who have the passion, creativity, and power to contribute to their local and global communities. And specifically here in the middle school, we want to have a comprehensive program for all of our students that introduces them to a variety of experiences and lets them develop into the young adults that they will be as they move towards high school. We really do strive to keep our middle school separate in many ways from the high school so that our kids can grow and develop on their own without any influence from the high schoolers, but we do find ways for them to mix when appropriate through mentoring and through activities throughout the school. So I hope that as you view today's video, you come to understand our programs, what we have here at U-32 for our middle school kids, and I really hope that you see that we are excited to have them and that we are ready to have them. And so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Good evening, and welcome to U-32 Middle School. My name is Amy Molina, and I'm the administrator that works with and supports our middle school students, teachers, and families. We're excited to have your child join us for seventh grade next year, and we have some information to share with you about what their days will look like and what kind of supports they will be able to access. In addition to hearing about some of the curriculum that will be covered, our school counselor, Jade Walker, will talk about our TA system. Our school nurses will review information from the health office, and our athletic director, Hank, will give information about how to get involved in after-school sports. We've been working for several years to revamp and recreate our middle school curriculum and experience. This year, due to COVID-19, we've seen the value of our desire to have more time in core curriculum classes. We believe that focusing on strengthening skills in the core content areas will better prepare our middle school students for success in reaching high school graduation proficiencies. Additional time in core classes will also allow teachers to bring in content that had been moved previously to electives. That means that all students will receive instruction in engineering, creative writing, and other similar units within the core subject classes. This new model will allow all students to experience these elective type of topics, not just the students who are lucky enough to get into them. Through choice in the performing arts, a world language, and a rotation between PE, health, and visual arts, we believe that we're also not only providing a comprehensive educational experience, but one that will prepare students to access our robust high school electives. Over the next 20 minutes or so, you'll hear from representatives of each of the 4 core academic subjects: math, science, social studies, and language arts. Additionally, Ann Decker from our music department will explain the options and choices that students will make around performing art class. All students will rotate through classes in art, PE, and health, so we don't need to receive any selection around that part of their schedule. Lastly, some students will have an academic support class in their schedule, either because of IEP services or recommendations from elementary school teachers about needed academic support. Students who are recommended to take a world language instead of an academic support will also choose between French and Spanish. Next year, the organization of students into core groupings will change. We are currently working on what that will look like, but please be rest assured that we will still have groups of teachers who will work with groups of students to create insular and supportive small group environments. We anticipate that 7th graders will spend most of the first half of their day learning in their core content classes, and then the afternoon in off-core classes like academic support, world language, PE, health, art, and music. Lastly, we'll be working with the 6th grade teachers, our 7th grade core teachers, the Department of Health, and the Agency of Education to not only follow health guidelines for preparing for next year, but to create a wonderful academic and social experience for our middle school students, starting with transition activities this spring. While we will not be able to host a Move Up Day or Unity Day like in the past, we will host introductory activities before school begins to give our incoming 7th graders an opportunity to get to know our staff their classmates, and the school in general. We look forward to working with your student next year. Have a great spring.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello. We are coming to you from U-32. Usually we get to have an evening where we get to meet you in person, but unfortunately we've got to do this over Zoom. I am here representing the language arts crew in the middle school. My name's Mary Bove, and I'll tell you a little bit about the 7th grade program. Students read a variety of texts and engage in individual and collaborative activities that investigate the theme of identity and sense of place. We start with the text being The Benefits of Being an Octopus by Vermont author Anne Braden in the fall. This is a new text to us in the last year. We will focus on a character who finds her voice and builds the courage to use it. We read a variety of short stories and analyze the elements of fiction as well as the use of figurative language. In the winter, we read A Long Walk to Water and focus on types of conflict, including the worldwide issue of clean drinking water. We then provide a variety of choice books about diseases and explore informational text in tandem with the choice books that students are reading in literature circles. At the same time, students are engaged in a cell unit in science and learn about how diseases affect cells. Students compose pieces in the genres of narrative, informative, and argumentative writing all throughout the year. In the past, we've explored 100-word memoirs and nature writing, as well as writing podcast scripts for the NPR Podcast Challenge. We regularly engage in writing prompts and contests from the Young Writers Project, and students are encouraged to submit writing, and many have been published in the Times Argus. In the spring, students are engaged in a children's book project. Every student writes, illustrates, and binds their own original picture book. The books are then given away on a book buddy day to all the primary schools in the district. Throughout the year, students engage in choice-based independent reading to develop their stamina and reading skills. Students are expected to challenge themselves individually by reading a variety of genres, and students will collect and reflect on written work as well as reading habits throughout the year. So there's a little taste of language arts.
Oh, that was fantastic, Mary, thanks. So my name is JB. I am one of the social studies teachers in the middle school. In 7th grade, we start the year off with the World Peace Game, which is a world-renowned game in which students engage in trying to solve world peace. It's an interactive, high-pressure, fast-moving game that kicks off the school year. It allows for our students to work together in a collaborative way and get to know each other. That unit's followed up by geography, which is threaded throughout the school year. We start with supporting the science. We start with supporting the science teachers hiking up one of our local mountains in which they do an elevation study. And so we take a look at the many different geographical components of our area. We then move into an economics unit. We focus both on personal finance and small business functions through a food truck activity in unit. We then move into culture, where we focus on different cultures around the world and how they are both similar and different from ours. And then we end the year with an anthropology unit in which we take a look at early humans and early migration patterns around the world. That's it. Aaron?
Nice job, JB. Hi, my name is Erin Weiss-Lemersky, and I will be representing the middle school science department. And as you've already heard from Mary and JB, they kind of touched on two of our biggest units, which we end up doing a lot of collaboration in science with some of our other subject areas. But to start off, science usually runs, again, like a cycle for 2 years from 7th grade through 8th grade. And the main through line for science is to really prepare our students for high school science and really being able to think about the world through a scientific lens. And by being able to do that, we really focus on the science practices. So being able to design, conduct, and analyze data from an investigation. And we start that off right away, hitting the ground running in 7th grade. When our 7th graders come to us, we do a fairly extensive project called the elevation study, which you heard JB mention just a little while ago, where our 7th graders design, conduct, and analyze an investigation all about one of our local ecosystems, which is one of our local mountains. And then we end up going to conduct that research experience on the local mountain. It's a really fun team building time and a lot of really good science that happens as well, along with a lot of collaboration with all of our other subjects, math, social studies, and language arts all together. So that's a really fun way to really kick off science at U-32. Through the rest of 7th grade year, science stays pretty big. So doing that ecosystem study is a pretty big science. You know, things we can see, our ecology, the world outside, forests, trees, plants. And we stay fairly big. We start looking at ecosystems and how ecosystems interact with each other. And then we start to kind of bring it back down. We start to kind of zoom in on some of these topics. And we end the 7th grade year by really focusing in on what makes something alive. We've just looked at all of these big living systems and how are they alive? And we look at that through the lens of cells. And you heard Mary talk about how language arts connects with science in a cell project at the end of 7th grade year. Once we move into 8th grade, we keep zooming in even deeper, and we go from the cells even further into atoms and molecules, and we really start focusing on a lot more chemistry-based science. We do atoms and molecules, we do chemical reactions, we throw in a lot of engineering into the 8th grade year. So 8th grade gets a little bit more classic science. When you think of like the lab coats and the chemicals and the goggles, that's a little bit more of the 8th grade experience, which I know my 7th graders are always asking me, what is all of this stuff? And I'm like, you'll find out in 8th grade, because they see all of my chemicals and tools and things like that. So that's a little bit about middle school science in general, starting big, funneling it down to get very, very small by the end of 8th grade. We have a lot of fun, we make a lot of mess, we learn a lot of science, we don't blow things up. That's just putting that out there. So yeah, I think that's all we have for you. We are really excited to meet the students, hopefully see you all in person next year, depending on how things shake out. And that's that. Anything else, you guys?
Thank you.
Thanks. See you next
Bye.
year.
See you next year.
Hello, my name is Georgia, and I'm one of the math teachers here in the middle school. I want to give you a general overview of what we do in 7th grade. In general, the curriculum is used as a springboard for units that students will see in future years, 8th grade and beyond. In addition to that, in 7th grade, we really emphasize working with students on their problem-solving skills, persevering through challenging situations, and taking ownership of their own learning. As for the specifics in the curriculum, I can break it down by a few different standards. So the first is in number and quantity. So we work with students dealing with all types of numbers, fractions, decimals, positives, negatives, all operations, order of operations, and applications to real world. Then after that, we apply that understanding in number and quantity to some algebra units. So that'll be simplifying expressions, solving equations and inequalities, and also proportional relationships. We also do a unit in geometry where we really want students to have that fundamental understanding of geometry concepts. So that's angle relationships, area, perimeter, volume, and surface area. And then lastly, we also want students to have their general understanding of probability. And we usually do that unit where we do a carnival game where students create their own games based on chance events. And they're designing their game to make a profit in the end. So they have to do a lot of calculations there. In addition to all these units, we do, as a math team, we do try to coordinate with the other subject areas to build those authentic connections. For example, in the past, we've done the elevation study, so where students are gathering data and interpreting that data on a local mountain, which is a really fun unit to do. So there's 7th grade math in a nutshell. We are looking forward to seeing your students.
Hi, 6th graders. We are getting excited to welcome you to U-32 next year in 7th grade. My name is Ann Decker. I'm one of the music teachers at U-32, and I am here to give you an overview of what your performing arts options are for next year. you will choose one of these classes. No experience is required. You are super welcome to any of these classes. We have a few music ensemble opportunities. So you will receive music instruction on an instrument or your voice. You'll have performance opportunities. You'll be able to create some music and do a lot of talking and listening about what we hear. These opportunities include band, chorus, and a strings class. The strings class includes instruments such as violin, fiddle, viola, cello, bass, and also I invite pianists, guitar players, mandolin players. You have a banjo. You're also welcome to play in an ensemble experience that we call strings. We also have an Explore and Create class that will give you some instruction. Ukulele and piano will be the opportunities in this class. In-class playing opportunities, and also some music creation. We'll be using Soundtrap and Note Flight to do some of your own music creation, and lots of listening and talking about what we hear. We also have next year in 7th grade a theater class. So if you love the theater, maybe you want to be on stage, do you want to learn what it's like behind the scenes, then middle school theater might be for you. So you can look for that on the list as well, and reach out to the teachers at U-32. You can find our contacts in the program of studies or on the website. Please reach out with questions, and we can't wait to meet you next year in person. We're really excited. Bye.
Hi, my name is Casey. I am currently one of the school nurses here at U-32. Transitioning into 7th grade can be such an exciting yet overwhelming step trying to navigate everything that needs to be done. I'm hoping I can answer any questions you may have from the health office aspect of this transition. Incoming 7th graders will need to have their annual health forms completed. This form discusses any potential health concerns as well as date of last medical and dental exam, and allows permission for administration of standing order medications if you choose to permit this for your student. This form is requested to be completed each year your student is in attendance to ensure the health office maintains up-to-date and accurate information on your student to ensure they receive the best care at school. Students will also need to receive a Tdap vaccine. If for religious or medical reasons you choose not to have your student receive this or others, please provide a signed exemption form to the health office. This form can be obtained from the Vermont Department of Health's website, or you can request we get one to you. The religious or medical exemption form must be signed each year your student attends school to remain in compliance with the state of Vermont's requirements. If your student has prescribed medications that need to be administered during school hours, please obtain a doctor's order and provide it to the health office. Also, if your student currently has an asthma, allergies, diabetes, or seizure action plan, please ensure the health office receives an up-to-date copy prior to the start of school. I understand I probably just added a number of things to consider among your to-do list. However, take a deep breath. We are here to support you through the transition. Please contact the health office if you have any questions about the requirements or need additional clarification. The health office is looking forward to caring for your students and supporting them through their transition into U-32 middle and high school. Stay healthy.
Hi there, this is Hank Van Orman, Director of Activities and Athletics at U-32. Just wanted to introduce myself to everybody here that's considering U-32 as the next school for their child or children. I've been involved with athletics and athletic administration for roughly 20 years, and quite honestly, I couldn't be more happy to be where I'm at and be surrounded by the people that I get to work with and trying to support young men and women as they progress through this period of their lives. U-32 is a very unique place, but I think it's really important to quickly note that our participation as a student body is roughly 75% of our students are involved with our education-based athletics programming and co-curriculars. That's huge. That's not very common, and we're very, very proud of that. Also, I think it's important to know the sports that we offer our middle school athletes. So in the fall time, we offer boys and girls soccer, cross country and football, and field hockey. In the wintertime, we offer Nordic skiing, and we offer boys and girls basketball. In the springtime, we offer baseball, softball, track and field, and boys and girls lacrosse. So we have a lot of options for our students. Middle school is a great time to try a new sport. We fully encourage that. And we hope that if your child comes home and says, I want to try this sport that I've never tried before, that you fully encourage them to do so. And, lastly, I just want to mention, if you decide to further pursue U-32 as your choice of school for your child, that it's important to know that we're going to start sending out information towards the end of the school year about the upcoming year. You'll receive information about our Healthy Roster software, which is our paperless registration. So please pay attention to those communications. And also, we require to have a physical on file of your student athlete to be able to participate in sports that's been taken within the last 3 years. So at the end of this little video, please call your primary care physician and set up that next appointment. Don't wait till the summertime, because we don't want to delay your child's opportunity to start out with sports here at U-32. If you have any further questions, please reach out to us at any time. And other than that, I hope this message finds you well, and look forward to supporting your child as a Raider here for years to come. Thank you.
Hi there. I'm Jade Walker. I am the middle school counselor over here at U-32, and we are so excited to have you here. I am a resource for you in the building if you have questions about your schedule, about your classes, about anything that's going on at home, or anything that's going on between your friends, or just general life questions. I'm hoping to run some groups next year and just get a chance to know you all. I'll be in and out of your classrooms sometimes. And another resource that you'll have in the building is going to be your TA. So you're going to get assigned to be in a TA group that you'll be with for the next 6 years. And you're going to get matched based on your getting to know you form. And so you can let us know a little bit about yourself, and then you'll be with a group of about 8 to 12 kids, and you'll meet every morning for the first 10 minutes of the school day, in addition to other times. And in the beginning of the school year, your TA will give you a tour of the school, show you where your classes are, help you orient, and then you're going to just keep working together and building those relationships over time. That's also a really important go-between between the school and your parents. So if your parents have questions, or if they have things that they're trying to get more information about, your TA will be like your first point of contact for that. There's so many other great things that we're looking forward to sharing with you, and about U-32, and we look forward to meeting you in the fall. Take care.
Hi, Stephen here again. I just hope that you have learned what you needed to learn about U-32 and our middle school program as you have viewed this video. And I hope that it's given you some insight into the programs and offerings that we have here for students. We really do pride ourselves on being a school that builds on relationships and creates a whole child who is ready for life beyond high school. And middle school is our start to that whole process. I hope that you are looking forward to being with us next year, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you as we begin a new school year and a new chapter in your lives. We look forward to seeing you, and I hope that you have a great time for the rest of this year. Do good in school. Take care.